Hey, magicians out there in YouTube land. This is Frank Paris. I haven't done one of these in a while, maybe 2 years, and just thought I'd get this thing out so people can see. This is my close-up case. I have to tell you, there is a lot of stuff in here, and some of it is extremely valuable. Some pro mystic stuff, and some other items that I've purchased over the years that are really seriously expensive for most magicians. I want to just go through it so you can see what I use when I go out on the road. I don't normally take the whole case. I usually take whatever I'm going to take, depending on the kind of situation or venue that I'm in. If I talk a little funny, it's because I'm having some dental work done right now. So just disregard that. First thing I want to bring up is this new unit for 2018-2019, which is the Flux unit, FLUX by Pro Mystic. It's a witch hands unit, and that's all I'm going to say about it. If you're a magician, you know what a witch hands unit is, and Pro Mystic sells it. I just ordered. I usually when I see something that's $200 to $300, um, I usually from Pro Mystic buy two of them. I have another one on the way. I love this so much, and I've used it in the last couple of weeks at some of my shows, and it is fantastic. Again, it's Flux, FLUX, and it is a witch hands type of unit. That's as far as I'm going to go with it. Just go over to Pro Mystic and see their demo on it, or over to YouTube. So that's the first unit. I wanted to show you that first. I'm not going to go in any particular order with this. I'm just going to go through whatever order I happen to see. I have two wands with me. I have a screw tight together wand, which I won't pull out. You just screw that together. And I do cylinder and coins, and the cylinder and coins unit, the cylinder and coins gimmick and the coins themselves are in this little leather cylinder, which you can get online. I forgot the name of the guy who makes them, but just say capped cylinder and coins cylinders, and you'll come up and find that unit right there. I have some funny pictures that I haven't used in a number of years, but the pride and joy and me as a baby, and that kind of thing. There's a whole bunch of them in here. You may or may not be able to find those, but I have a whole bunch of them that I use sometimes. This unit here is great. It's a great little unit. Everybody uses it who does stand-up comedy, and you basically take this security tag, which you can probably get from any Sears department store laying around on the register, or any Macy's or whatever. Ask them if they'll give you one, which they probably will say no, which means you can go up on eBay and buy one, and just attach it to the inside of your jacket. And I usually use the line, do you like my jacket? I'm thinking about buying it, and then I open up my jacket and I show them the security tag inside of it. So that's, and I've added a magnet to the back too, so you can see how that might be a little funny opening line when you walk out on stage. I have Gregory Wilson's Pointless. Again, I'm not going to go into it. If you're a magician, you can look that up and see online what it is in a demo, either on YouTube or on at one of the magic shops online. I have the magnetic Sharpies. I have a magnetic Sharpie, which I usually push through a kid's ear when I'm doing a kid show, which is very funny. It's a funny little bit. And if you go up and you type in Frank Paris Magician on YouTube, you'll see how I use this in my routine. I also have another one which is not a gimmick, which, well, of course now it's not coming out, it's stuck in there, but which is not a gimmick, and I pull that out first and I do a switch. So that's that. These are Sharpies, which, if you do a paddle move like I do, if you can see that in the camera, it's a Sharpie. I'm going to do this, maybe this way. Sharpie, right? Okay, and then you force a 6 of clubs on them, and of course they've written down the card number or whatever on a piece of paper, and they folded it up, and you say 6 of clubs. Is that your card? And the guy goes, yes. It's also look at the marker, and of course they see the 6 of clubs on the marker. There's a company out there on on the internet that sells these markers. So again, I know I'm being a little cryptic here, but it's only because I wanted to get this video out as quickly as possible because I got a whole bunch of other things to do. And this is just a quick run through with my update on my close-up case. I've got a close-up here that I got from Mayer Yedit, but these are commonly seen in Magic conventions, and you can find these up there. Mayer Yedit has these over at Is it magictrick.com, or type in Mayer Yedit on YouTube, and you'll come to his on Google, and you'll come to his website, and just look for this foldable close-up mat. They make bigger ones too, which is really cool. I also carry around an electrician scissor for cutting restored ropes. They're pretty sharp, and I keep it in an eyeglass case, which is really good, because if you have it in an eyeglass case and you have it in your breast pocket of your jacket if you're doing a show, you're not going to stab yourself, and you're not going to cut a hole through your clothing or anything. So that's a good thing. If you want to do walk-around magic, maybe that's a good way to carry the scissor. Okay, I use an electrician scissor because it's very sharp and it cuts very well. Let's see. I've got the quiver change purse, which is nice if you do close-up magic. You know, the purse is great to keep your coins in, or you can do a trick with the quiver purse. I buy 2 of everything. I have 2 of them in here, 1 and 2. In case I lose one, I've always got a backup. Speaking of coins, this is another way of carrying your coins. I think I was the first one to start putting coins in an SD card holder, and the next thing I know, everybody was doing it, and then all of a sudden JOL, J-O-L, and a few other companies started doing it. I've got a set of 3 fly coins from Todd Lassen here. I've got Todd Lassen's Triple Threat, which I carry around with me. I also keep a large coin that's very well edged to do vanishes and productions with. I'm not sure what this is. Let me see what this guy is. Oh, these are just steel Chinese Morgan dollar replicas, which you can do matrices with, or coin vanishes. And if you have a magnetic holdout in your back of your pocket like I do, you can just throw it up in the air and swipe your back pocket real quick, and it'll vanish from an audience. But again, the case is really cool to carry because it's something you can do walk around magic with and take out your coins. I guess the most expensive thing I have in this case is Pro Mystics die. It's a dice effect. It's $800. Again, I'm not going to go into detail because there are non-magicians watching this, but this guy has got a 10-year battery in it, and no matter what they select on the floor, on the table that they put this on, okay, and they cover their hand, it's going to be whatever they select, you're going to know. If they pick a 6, you'll know. If they pick a 3, you'll know. It's a really beautiful effect. And if you own a Pro Mystic item and you have the receiver for the Pro Mystic item, then this will work on that Pro Mystic PMR receiver. But it's a pricey item. It's $800. I also have Pro Mystics MD Mini, which is the little Rubik's Cube unit, which you can do the same thing with, only it's a color you'll be guessing, that kind of thing. I've got a couple of Joe Paupers, just the keys that I take out with me to do walk around or close-up magic. So that is what that is. Always keep a copy of my stool sample with me at all times. You should always have a stool sample in case somebody wants to examine you. That's just a little bit of a dollhouse stool that I found at a store, a dollar store. So you may want to pick up one of those. Great little gag. I got my Joe Pauper Hember ring set, which they really should be put in a ring case instead of hanging out like this, but I just put them in here for demo purposes. I got a few extra rings that I can pass around to shills in the audience. Okay. These poker chips I do matrices with sometimes, or I will use a holdout to make one or two of them vanish, or do Gregory Wilson's chip on the shoulder bit with. That's it. Just to go back to Flux, if you get a magnetic half or use a chop ball with the Flux, these work very well from about 3 to 4 inches away when you engage the Flux unit somewhere on your body, and it works great. So that's that. I have, this is the Italian credit card lighter. Everybody should carry around one of those. I don't use that everywhere, but I do use it. Let's see what we got in here. I've got Johnny Wong's Coin Bomber in Ike's. I'm probably going to go to Morgan's because I usually work with Morgan's. So I'll be trading these in for a set of Morgan's as soon as I can find somebody that'll trade with me, or I'll just throw them up on eBay. Let's see. Card decks. I've got an invisible deck. I've got a regular deck. I've got a deck that I call Sam Spade Joe Diamond. It's a whole story online on YouTube that I put up there a couple of years ago that allows you to use a whole deck of cards and tell a story. It's very cute. It's called Sam Spade Joe Diamond by Frank Paris, so look for it up there. I've got erasable cards. That's these guys right here. These cards are erasable cards, so you can actually buy a whole deck of those, 20 or 30 or 52 of them, and just use indelible ink or whatever kind of marker to mark your cards. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, this is cute. This is I can't get it out. I have a PMR receiver from Pro Mystic, and in the wintertime I will wear it on my wrist with a wristband, a nano iPod wristband, and in the summertime, in the summertime I'll wear it underneath a t-shirt on a larger iPod Nano, a shoulder band. If you know what the PMR receiver is, fine. If you don't, you're not a magician, you wouldn't know, or you don't know because you're a newbie, go up to promystic.com and you'll see where the PMR is, and you'll see what a Pro Mystic prop might be. Let's see. This is a really great idea. Let me just move this over. If you own a Pro Mystic ND Mini, which I showed you a few minutes ago, the Rubik's Cube little tiny charm, and you want to do it on stage, you can buy one of these large Rubik's Cube safes, S-A-F-E-S, safes, and you can open it up and Velcro your MD Mini inside of it in the same direction that all the colors are going, and you can throw this out on stage into the audience and do your MD Mini that way. Just an idea I picked up and I thought might share with you. Again, these are on Amazon.com, and they're called Rubik's Cube Safes, which is a cute way to do the same MD Mini routine that you normally would do from Pro Mystic, but now you have something that's large enough to be seen in an audience on stage. So that's just an idea. I'll put that back there. Let's see. We have these plastic cases, by the way, you can buy online too. These are just card-sized plastic cases to protect your decks, you know, so you don't get frayed too often. And this is Del Rey's computer deck, which I bought a couple of years ago, which is fantastic. And you can find that at Joe Stevens' website. It's called Del Rey Computer Deck. It's pricey at $640 for the deck, but it is well worth it if you do close up and you travel on the road. It's a really great little deck to have to do a 21st century magic trick with a deck of cards. Let's see, I think we're almost out of stuff that I want to talk about. The case itself you probably won't find. It's from Magic Hands in Germany. They haven't made this case for, this insert, I should say, for about 20 years, 15, 20 years. But it used to be made, and you could put all your magic in it. If you ever see one of these insert cases to put your magic in there, buy it. I bought mine a number of years ago, and then I sold it, and then I saw this up online, and somebody was selling it, and I bought it. It is a pre-created insert case with pockets and little secret compartments and that kind of thing. So, you know, basically this is the update on my close-up magic. You know, color changing knives, invisible deck, some slush powder, ropes I keep in a separate case with me when I go because I do rope tricks and that kind of thing. Let me just show you this. When your playing card cases get worn and frayed, you can go online and buy from. You can buy it from Amazon, or you can buy it from the Chinese. They sell these boxes that you can put together and glue and create new card cases for yourself. I use contact cement when I put these together. I just apply it in the appropriate places, and then I just wait for it to dry, and then I fold the ends that are supposed to be folded and create the box. So that's something you may want to consider, because you know, you take your cards out, you use a lot of them, and I think I paid for the reds and the blues. I think I paid about $15, and I got all of these, so it's well worth it, you know, especially when you're traveling on the road and your card box looks like crap. This is a great way to take care of your cards. I'm trying to think now. Ropes, cards, this is something I came out with a number of years ago, which is no longer available. So if you ever see anybody with one, you may want to, if you see it online, somebody selling it, grab one. It's called On the Level, and it's a paddle move routine that I do with it, with a level that has a little bubble in it. And I tell them I go to a hardware store, and when I went in, I bought this level, and it had two bubbles, one on each side in case one breaks. And of course, when I got home, one had broken and one had disappeared, and I wound up with no level at all. And I went back to the guy and I said, "How come you're not on the level?" He says, "I am on the level. There it is right there. Your level is right there." I said, "Well, it wasn't there before." He says, "Well, it depends. If it's Monday, it's not there. If it's Tuesday, it's there." So you do a little paddle move, you come up with a little routine for this. Again, I don't have these anymore. I can't get them. The guy who was making them for me, not making them for me anymore. So those are called On the Level. What else do I have? Some Magician's wax, some thread. Oh, standard stuff. I saw Johnny Ace Palmer with one of these guys. Let's see if I can get it. One of these little Snoopies that Johnny Ace Palmer had in his act, and I just figured I'd get one too. You know, these are online. It's a Snoopy magician. It's a cute little bit that I use in the act when I do close-up. Giant engagement ring. You know, you tell the girls in the audience, listen, if a guy doesn't give you a ring like this, don't marry him. You know, so that kind of thing. Let's see, I've got coins, I've got shell coins, I've got magnetic coins, I've got split coins, I've got flippers. I've got some of these guys, which I don't know what to do with yet. These are steel. I'm going to do a color change, or I can do a sun moon with these guys. They're dollar size. And that's it, you know. I got my chop cut balls underneath here. I've got a giant ring that I use in the act, which this giant ring I wear this way when I walk out to do my close-up. They say, let me take my jewelry off. And they see that, and I go like this, and I drop it on the close-up table, and it's a big giant ring, and I get a kind of laugh out of that. Maybe I do the tag next, you know, whatever. So it depends on how I feel and how the audience is going to react to some of the stuff I do. I got to really, if I can get at it, hold on a second. Got a really cool chop cup. I think this chop cup cost me with a coin a number of years ago, because it's a coin cup and a chop cup, $150. But this chop cup, okay, is great because, you know, it's in there, but if I just tap lightly, it comes right out. It's not one of the, and it works with every kind of chop cup ball I've ever seen before. They put it in here so well, you know, that when you do your chop cup routine, you know, and you're here and you say, look, it's over here, and you say, it's right there, I can prove it to you, look. Oh, wait a minute, there it is. That kind of thing. When you start doing a chop cup where the ball is just easy to come out, and you can place it in somebody's hand and tap it, and it comes right out, that's a beautiful chop cup. Again, it was expensive. I don't know who the manufacturer was. I can't remember. But there are some expensive chop cups out there that work that well. Okay, and so I have one of them. And I think that's about it. That's all I can show you that is worth seeing, that you can probably get. Some of these things you cannot get, you know. This is... what is this? Oh, I know what this is. This is a ring Vanish Box, and I bought this a number of years ago. Let me just get there. Hold on a second. Get it out. Okay. Let's see here. All right, so you've got your ring. Okay. I forgot who makes this, but it is a beautiful piece. You know, it really is. It's in there. And of course, you give that to the person that's vanished, and you can put it anywhere you want. Okay? Usually I allow it to appear inside of a copper cylinder I have over here. So that's a cute little bit that I do. And just place the ring back in there for now. And that's basically it, folks. That's my close-up case for 2019. A lot of stuff, and you know, the Pro Mystic stuff, the Todd Lassen stuff, the comedy bits that I do and that kind of thing gets me through the day when I'm doing a show. And I do some ropes and stuff. This is not my stage stuff. I got plenty of that too. I got a lot of stuff that I build for myself. And if you look at my YouTube videos, you'll see some of the stuff that I build, that I sell, that kind of thing. So I will bid you all adieu, and I hope you got a little bit of a sneak peek at what Frank Paris does in his close-up act. And I thank you for joining me. And now the case is closed.